You're listening to The Pete Sheppard Show.
Count all of them for first downs.
Fake handoff to Stevenson. May feeling the pressure. Taking a shot. He's got his man. It's Pop Douglas, and he is in. Touchdown. And we
second and 11.
All over the place.
Going for a big ball. Down the field. Got an open target. Oh, what a catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Taz Johnson has his first NFL touchdown and a magnificent flip to go with it.
J.K. Scott. Dicker's kick online. It is good. And the Chargers regain the lead.
Oh, good morning. Happy Columbus Day, everybody. Welcome to the Pete Sheppard Show here on a magnificent Maniac Monday. Man, we got so much to talk about. There's sports all over the place. NFL news, college football news, MLB playoffs, we get some hockey. Man, let's get it going, everybody. Thanks for checking us out here on the awesome Coastal Sports Digital Network across our awesome video platform. Following me on X on Twitter at PShep326, across the Facebook pages on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, CSTN Florida, on Instagram, on Odyssey, on LinkedIn. You can also call or text the show 727-858-6650. Having a little work done this week on the SR 1029 The Game app, so that'll be off for about a week. But everywhere else you can watch and listen to the show, as I just said. Oh my goodness, what an absolute unbelievable, exciting weekend of NFL action, college football news, MLB action, some NHL. We'll sprinkle that in as well because it is a holiday today. For most, a lot of people have today off. Again, happy Columbus Day, especially to my paisans. It's a very special day for also Italian Americans, but for everybody as well. There was the good, the bad, and the ugly yesterday. And the bad and the ugly came early in the morning from the UK. They should not let the Jets back into the country. Aaron Glenn should not have a job today after the explanation I heard. And all of us and everybody on the planet wondering at the end of the first half of that game. You can't have a coach that incompetent with that kind of an explanation. And I know he's a smart man. He wasn't smart yesterday. But I think something happens. And let's welcome in Angel Martinez right away, Angel. Good morning, Angel. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The Jets, the Dolphins, and the Jaguars yesterday. The Jaguars just got their butts kicked. It's unbelievable how Seattle is one of the few teams ever. They're like 21-6 now, or 22-6 in 1 o'clock games. Right. It's unbelievable because most of the West Coast teams that come to play 1 o'clock games don't win. But we'll get to them. There's a reason why Seattle was favored. People are going like, why were they favored by 1.5? I brought that up to get anyway. Aaron Glenn, stupid. Mike McDaniel, more stupid. The Dolphins, if the Dolphins and the Jets, I don't know how Mike McDaniel is going to have a job today. But you talk about the good, the bad, the horrendous, and then you get to the Patriots and the Saints and the absolute horrible officiating that happened that was just absolutely pathetic, that nationally, it's not just me, went off. It looked like the fix was in the refs and the stupid, horrible pass interference call offensively called against the Patriots. Luckily, it didn't come back to bite him in the ass because Drake May was just absolutely awesome. Baker Mayfield, unbelievable yesterday as he continues to rise. And to me, he's the MVP right now. There's so much to get to. Wait till you hear our friend Josh Prey, the Florida Gator and awesome comedian that he is, and another epic rant. They all get better, and they certainly get better after the Gators lose, and they did again at Texas A&M. Played tough for a little bit, but wait till you hear Josh's rant. We got a lot of video, a lot of audio. But Angel, how was your weekend? Good morning. I feel like we've played Tua Tagovailoa, who threw the entire team under the bus, and then Mike McDaniel, his reaction. I don't know how you let them. I don't know how you don't fire Mike McDaniel and Aaron Glenn. I don't know how you don't get canned either. I'm sorry. Worst start, like one of the worst starts in Jets history. That's saying a lot. But anyway, good morning. How was your weekend?
Good morning, Pete. Good, busy as usual. And as Pete mentioned, yes, the radio side of it will be down for about a week. It'll be back up next week and running. Always like everything I like to do, make sure everything's maintained, served, all the good fun stuff. So it'll be down for about a week. But no, Aaron Glenn, I don't understand that one either. Why he should be canned. I think Jay also called it for Penn State. We have,
We're gonna get to
he
that.
was fired. Yeah, so it's just what a friggin' weekend. But USF moves up 19 in the rankings.
As they should. They dominated. I told you that game was going to fly over the total, and it did. 99 points in that. They dominated. That's a tough place to play. Denton, Texas, against the Green Machine. That's a tough place to play. So congratulations to them.
Yep. But overall, it was a good weekend. It was busy. Obviously, Eagles didn't play over the weekend because they played on Thursday, so there was a handful of games to watch. But yeah, Baker Mayfield has to absolutely be in the running for MVP. How that guy was able to do it. No Chris Godwin Jr., no Mike Evans, no Bucky Irvin. Ibuka went down, so you got to give it to him. The guy is doing great things for Tampa Bay.
It doesn't matter. It is just next man up, unbelievable. And they are the antithesis of the Baltimore Ravens. And John Harbaugh is going to be, I know they just gave him an extension sort of recently, but he's got to be in a little bit of trouble. And as I say all the time, been saying for decades, you find out in any sport the character of your team when things are not going well. But I mean, when things are going well, when things are not going well. And the Ravens look like they don't give a shit. They don't care. They tried the tush push yesterday 3 straight times, couldn't get in. And then on the 4th down play, they didn't tush push. They went for an outside run. They got stopped for 3 yards. They just look out of it. I think John Harbaugh, I'm not sure how the Ravens feel about it. They can't be happy. I know Lamar Jackson is down, but they're getting killed. I mean, they've given up. It seems like they've given up. And I don't know when Lamar Jackson's going to come back. I hear all this speculation, like in 1 week, 2 weeks. I don't know. It may be too late. The Ravens are 1-5, and I'm going to fabricate my theory right now, Angel.
Yep.
I've gone off my Bill Belichick to Miami because Belichick's not going to make it through North Carolina. He's going to get canned before the end of the year, and I'm not sure he's ever going to be able to coach in football again because of these tactics. But I'm going to fabricate. I'm going to start the rumor, and then I'm going to confirm it eventually that John Harbaugh will be the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins. That's what they need. They need an influx of that. And you can say, I mean, that's the type of guy that they need. And we'll see. So I'm starting that. You heard it here first on Columbus Day, 7:07 Eastern Standard Time, live in Fort Myers, Florida, Angel in Tampa, that John Harbaugh, in my opinion, will be the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins, because I think they're going to come to some kind of an accord, maybe, with the Ravens if they can't turn it around. I just don't see any progress there at all since Lamar Jackson went down. They don't win without him. They haven't in the past. They're way, way under 500 when he doesn't play. They look terrible. But my Patriots look fantastic. They looked unstoppable in the first half. The only reason they didn't score again, stupid referees, and they bit themselves to the center on a 4th down play on an easy 4th and 1, snapped it to the left. He kind of hook snapped it past Drake May. Otherwise, the Patriots, lost on downs there. Otherwise, the Saints had no idea what was going on. They were shell shocked, and between the refs and one other play, that they could have put up another 20 points, but it doesn't matter. I'm very, very happy. 3 wins in a row. They're 4-2 now. They go at Tennessee, which can't get out of their own way. Poor Cam Ward in that offensive line for the Titans. They're just hanging him out there to get annihilated. And I'm hoping he can stay healthy through the season. And your Eagles are back in action and get Minnesota this week, I believe, at 1 o'clock. Tampa Bay will travel to the Rams. We're going to get to all the highlights. Miami will go to Cleveland and lose there. And the Patriots, again, as I said, they'll be at Tennessee after their 25-19 win. The Dolphins blow it again, 29-27. The explanations are puke-inducing if you're a Miami fan. Of course, it pleases me. And Tampa Bay beating San Francisco 30-19 with nothing short of a mash unit. And Baker Mayfield just absolutely stepping it up again and had probably one of the great quarterback scrambles of the year, which we have the video for in just a little bit. But, man, go ahead.
By the way, can Cam Ward start an NFL transfer portal? I think he needs to enter it.
That, and I'm not saying, look, Miami's offense, and people always say this, they always compare college teams. Oh, Alabama could beat this. I'm not saying that, but man, Miami's offensive line compared to what he has now in Tennessee, I'm talking about the Hurricanes, is not even close. Not even close. By the way, my Canes will be playing Friday night at home against Louisville. You have to sound constipated when you say Louisville at all. All right. Let's see. We got baseball action, too. Last night, Toronto takes a 1-0 lead early, and then they lose to Seattle by a score of 3-1. So the Mariners trying to get to the World Series for the first time in franchise history. They're up 1-0 there in the ALCS. Game 2 is this afternoon on Fox at 5:03. Note the start time, 5:03 Eastern time on TBS. There's so many games today on so many networks, it's nuts. So game 1 of the NLCS, oh, by the way, game 2, will be Logan Gilbert is starting game 2 for Seattle, and Toronto will go with rookie righty Trey Savage, who has been out. He was outstanding. And you got to believe the Blue Jays are going to bounce back and tie this thing up, but, who knows? And the NLCS, that begins tonight. Blake Snell is going to go for the Dodgers against a question mark from Milwaukee. They still have not really named a starter yet, but that's going to be game 1 in Milwaukee. That is tonight at 8:08 on TBS. So we get Fox, ALCS, TBS, NLCS, ALCS at 5:03, and TBS has the 8:08 NLCS start time. And we got 2 Monday Night Football games tonight again, which I can't stand. I like 2 games. I don't like the start time. Buffalo at Atlanta, 7:15 on ESPN, and Chicago at Washington at 8:15 on ABC. I don't get the NFL. I don't understand it. I don't know why they do this. To me, it hurts the product, but we digress. And at 1 o'clock this afternoon, the Tampa Bay Lightning invade the TD Garden to take on the undefeated Bruins, who are 3-0 under Marco Sturm to start the year. Meanwhile, Coop and the Lightning are 0-2. And pains me to say it today, but I think the Lightning may get back on track. They're a pretty decent favorite today, believe it or not, on the road. But we shall see. 1 o'clock games early on. The Bruins don't play well in the afternoon. I've found over the years, but so I mean, we got hockey at 1 o'clock. Then we got baseball at 5 o'clock. We got football again, and in between, I really believe that Josh McDaniel has to get fired today. I knew, frankly, but Angel, what a great country we live in, huh? What if I said to you, or one of your bosses said, you know what, Angel? Fuck you, you're fired. But here's $50 million.
Yeah.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah. Yep. Which
$50 million.
What I couldn't understand either is why. Okay, so his family's walking with him down the tunnel, and then he embraced him, and then told him basically to go, and then he's at the edge of the tunnel, almost like he knew he was going to get fired or something. It was kind of weird, his exit yesterday or Saturday from the stadium. It didn't make any sense to me.
Well, and then and I have a cut from him, and then they lost Aller for the year as well. But that, Jay and I were talking about this, and he'll join me at 8:05, and he kind of called. I was still unsure if $50 million was apparently it's not that big a deal. I thought it might be a bigger deal at Penn State as opposed to some other places, but nope. Nope, here's $50 million. We don't want to see you again. That was absolutely. Remember, Jay and I talked about it Friday. I said Northwestern has this bad habit every year of seemingly, and it could be on the road or at home, where they upset people. But that Penn State team, I didn't watch a lot of that game, but my God, that was horrible. I can't imagine 100,000 plus people going out of that stadium. I saw what they did. I saw the replay of him going in the tunnel, and they were booing him to the nth degree, and rightly so. Then, of course, you lost your starting quarterback, but wow, unbelievable. Really is unbelievable. And his record, 4-27 against ranked teams, and his record against top 10 teams is even worse. It's 1-15, whatever it is. Just absolutely horrible. Last night in the Detroit-Kansas City game, Brian Branch sucker punched Juju Smith-Schuster little over dramatic on the punt, but to Dan Campbell's credit, he addressed it. We're gonna get to all of it. Angel, I'm gonna try to make this as easy as possible for you for the video stuff. So I'm going to begin with my Patriots, and I'm going to begin with because just so it's easy for you. Well, let's see. Let's scroll down just a couple under Taylor Kyles and Drake May feels inevitable in this game. Here is a great throw. And by the way, booty. We all got some booty yesterday. Couple of booties. Touchdown plays. And of course, he went to LSU. We had 40 tickets of family and friends at the Superdome yesterday in New Orleans. So that was great to see Booty, LSU guy, and have a hell of a day. See, it's not always, I love where my team is going, Angel, because it's not always about Stephon Diggs or Hunter Henry or Booty or Pop Douglas, who was invisible until yesterday. Finally, we see Chisholm, my man Chisholm, running back stuff on special teams. Still never saw him out on offense, but nevertheless, he was out there yesterday. It's an unselfish type of team, which I love. Okay, here is one of the touchdowns from Drake May yesterday. To Booty.
They work from the Saints 25. May again going to throw towards the end zone, and it is caught. Ooh. Touchdown! Kayshon Boutte with a snatch.
How did he?
They work from the Saints 25. May
outstanding. Yes, it was absolutely a touchdown. Here's another one for another touchdown pass to Booty.
Potentially leave enough time for the Saints to get it back, but now the Patriots threatening. May takes a shot down the field. It's Booty. Touchdown.
Nothing like a little booty in the afternoon, Angel.
Exactly.
Can you feel that? Can you feel that? It's my Jim Carrey. All right. Also, let me see, because I have a Booty, because he was really good. If we scroll down a little bit, Angel, under Jacques Doucette, this is Booty talking about, Kayshon Boutte talking about he's a different person than he was 4 years ago.
Right. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say I wasn't always the person I wanted to be 3-4 years ago. Like I just said in the media, had a lot of off-the-field stuff, a lot of concerns, character concerns. But I mean, feel like I said, I wasn't where I wanted to be a couple years ago, and I feel like everything finally coming together now. So, I mean, it's great to watch the growth tremendously.
Pro football make you grow up a bit, or what's that like?
At one point in time, it's kind of like reality. Reality hits you at some point. You can only do the stuff you're doing for so long. So, I would say I wasn't all.
Now let's scroll up again to, let's see. No, I'm sorry, Angel. I meant to say scroll down. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, let's go. Under the Patriots. This is, we're not going to play, obviously. It's Patriots post-game press conference. This is Mike Vrabel. I'm just going to play about just a tiny bit of this from yesterday's win.
How are you?
What impressed you about Drake's performance?
Well, just kept battling. None of it was perfect today, and give them a lot of credit. They competed, they answered, but we extended plays and made some huge plays down the field, and glimpses of good football, and we'll have to clean up a lot of things, but certainly great to go on the road and be able to get a win.
What was your understanding of the offensive pass interference calls?
I don't really have much explanation. They see something, and we'll continue to play aggressive and have to clean some of the penalties up, but those live ball fouls that we talked about, in that situation we want to be really aggressive. We're taking a shot, long yardage, and we got a great punt, from Bryce after that. So we'll remain aggressive, and I want our players to be competitive, and certainly that was what they felt like they saw.
Initial thoughts on how Kayshon played today?
I think he factored and certainly came up huge at the end. I think he's just gotten better, and just like his demeanor, never too up, never too down, and just You know, sometimes the ball finds him and he makes the plays, and when it doesn't, he just kind of understands that it just wasn't his snap. And then to be there at the end there to take a good hit and score, and then to come up with a huge play there at the end, it really went in there and won the game for us on a third down. So I think you see the confidence that Drake has with him, his play strength, and his ability to go frame the football in a big situation. So I hope he can enjoy this for a few minutes with his family and anybody that was down around here, and just a big play for him.
All right, Angel, that's good. That's good from head coach Mike Vrabel there with the Patriots yesterday after the win. Drake May was outstanding again, 18 of 26. At one time, he was 12 of 12, I believe, in the first half, and 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also led the team in rushing. It's weird. You see the stats, and people, I know some people were freaking out sometimes because Henderson and Stevenson only combined 22 carries for 45 yards. It was a weird type of game as far as the Patriots running goes. Now, obviously, they're going to have to improve on their running game, but the way Josh McDaniel called the game, it was the right play calling. A couple of times they got stopped on runs that on first down runs that I didn't like the play calling. Sometimes it was kind of obvious what they were going to do when they got stuffed. But overall, New Orleans on the whole could not stop the Patriots for majority of the game. Couldn't stop them. First 3 or 4 drives, they just marched right down the field. And the only reason why the Patriots didn't score more is they shot themselves in the foot in those horrible, horrible pass interference calls that went against them. But May was outstanding. Obviously, Booty with 93 yards and 2 touchdowns receiving. Pop Douglas, nice to see him get back in the game with a touchdown and 71 yards on 3 targets. Hollins caught some big plays. Stephon Diggs goes from back-to-back over 100-yard games. This is what I love about this team. And to only 28 yards on 3 carries, but they were big catches at the time, all of them. And no one's bitching and moaning about who's going to get what and this, that, and the other thing. So some days it could be Diggs, other days Booty, other days Douglas. But this team, my boys, they are growing up. As I said the other day, Angel, as Bill Murray said in Stripe, they are the little acorn that's becoming the oak. I can see it. It is the development. It is amazing. And they won 3 in a row. They got a good chance next week at Tennessee because the Titans can't get out of their own way. It has nothing to do with Cam Ward. They just let him go. And then after that, I think they're home against Cleveland. So a very good chance that they could be 6-2 or, come along. All right, if we could, go ahead.
Yesterday, I was mentioning to you this prior to the show starting this morning, but while I was on the road, I had the opportunity to listen in to your Patriots on the radio call.
Oh, on Sports Hub on 98.5, the Sports Hub with Bob Sosi and Scott Zolak.
Yeah. So Zoe was saying yesterday, and you know what? I have to agree with him again, words that I would never utter out of my mouth as an Eagles fan. But he made a great point because he said towards, I want to say like right in the middle of the fourth quarter, that Drake May would also have to be like starting to be in the MVP conversation. He said the only reason why he brought it up was because they have a 0 run game at the moment. Mm-hmm. You have Drake May, who's a leading rusher on the team, obviously, doing good things behind as far as the offensive line. But I would have to agree, he's kind of doing a combo of both. So you would almost have to put Drake May, depending how the season continues to play out.
Oh, he will. If they win, his name is probably going to be mentioned in the next couple of weeks because no one else in the AFC is really taking a hold of it. It just isn't. It's not happening. I think I think and maybe I'm part of this as far as Kansas City. They're back in it. Everything's wide open. Everything's wide open. There's no team out there. I know the Colts came back and won yesterday, and Buffalo is Buffalo. But there's nobody that I would fear in the AFC as a Patriots guy. Nobody. They just have to be, just continue to do what they do. How about Kansas City getting no penalties last night? Pretty clean game for them. No penalties at all. All right, let's scroll down underneath Mike Vrabel. And here's Booty and Will Campbell also from LSU, their number 1 pick. Yeah, walking off the field yesterday. It was great to see the LSU boys do well and win on their home turf, their home state.
Back in the boot with it. Big win here in New Orleans. My hair is looking wild.
Hey, but we got the dub. Appreciate all the fans coming out to support us. Another one next week.
Hey, Pats Nation, man, we can't get the dub. It feel good to be back at the crib, man. Shout out to the team.
Back in the boot with Will Campbell, outstanding rookie left tackle for the Patriots, playing very, very well. Okay, so there we have that. That's good. That's with the Patriots. I have to get. We have so much stuff to get to before Jay Flanley comes on at 8:05, and it's going to be a shorter show today because it's a holiday. But go ahead, Angel.
Hang on. Speaking of, and thanks to you, by the way, on Friday, where I couldn't get a song out of my head. Then all weekend long, there's all this scatterboo stuff all around social media. I'm like, gee, thanks, Pete. Apparently, you just rattled the cage for everybody to make all kinds of videos, but I couldn't get their friggin' song stuck out of my head. Appreciate it.
Scatterboo. All right, this was a hideous game yesterday at 9:30. But since I had Denver on the money line, I went 6 for 6 yesterday. I did all money line bets, which means no spread, just pick winners. I had a 16 parlay. Big win yesterday, Angel. $4 won me back almost $38.50. Big win. And now, close to James Franklin money at $50 million buyout, but I'll take the $38.50. 6 for 6, and I knew the Jets would screw it up. It's just what they do. But this was a hideous game yesterday, and it came down to at the end of the first half, the Jets fake a punt. They needed a yard. They get it. They're at midfield. There's 30 seconds to go in the half. They got plenty of time to run a couple of plays to try to get a field goal or even a Hail Mary or something at the end of the half. It just was unbelievable to me. And they didn't do it. They just sat there.
Yep.
They stood there like dummies looking at each other. Aaron Glenn looked like a fucking statue just standing there. Beals doesn't know what's going on. He's just standing there. Nobody knew what was going on. And the announcers, we're all saying the same thing. What are they doing? What are they doing? Let's let the clock run out. And then after the game, you get this type of reaction. Aaron Glenn tried to explain to reporters, and this made it sound worse. What happened at the end of the first half, Aaron Glenn?
Tell us what happened at the end of the first half with not running a play, just letting the clock run out.
So I knew we were getting the ball back. And I think it was like 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. And at that point, we didn't know if we got the first down or not because I know one ref was saying yes, no, and was no. So once it got the 4th down, guys, I'm not about to sit there and try to get a playoff, and they will get the ball back. And I think they had a timeout left and give them a chance to kick a field goal. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. So let's just end the half, we get the ball back, and see if we can get a chance to score.
You would be fired right there and then. I would not let you out to coach. If that's your mentality, they got the Jets are way worse. In some ways, they're worse than Miami. In some ways, they're worse than Miami. Record-wise, they are, obviously. That is a horseshit explanation right there. That's terrible. And Garrett Wilson, if you saw the game, you saw Garrett Wilson going at him, walking into the locker room at halftime. And Garrett Wilson was asked about his sideline exchange with Aaron Glenn at the end of the first half, thanks to SNY Network.
You didn't seem happy at the end of the first half when you were walking off the field. Was that the way the drive went? Or?
Well, really, that stuff like that is just, I don't know, y'all. I just didn't know exactly what the plan was, and once I figured it out,
unbelievable.
I was disappointed. I'll just say that. So, yeah.
How do you run a play? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what the plan was. I just thought once we converted the 4th down, I just thought we were going for the trying to make the play, and then obviously we get to another 4th down, and it's a tough spot to be in. So, in hindsight, I get why they did that, but in the moment, I was just like, man, I don't know. Yeah.
The Coach Herm Edwards. You don't play to win the game. Hello? You don't play to win the game. That's Aaron Glenn's philosophy, the anti-Herm. You don't play to win the game. Unbelievable to me. These explanations are unbelievable. Only to be outdone by okay. Let's get to this video. I mean, you really it's almost like somebody edited Angel and put it together. First, we're going to hear from Tua Tagovailoa, throwing the entire team under the bus. And it's under Finn's extra. No, I'm sorry. I want to a couple here that I want to play. Let me see. Where's the first? I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, it's done. It's under the Patriots. It's under the LSU thing that we just played, and under the Patriots. Here is Tua Tagovailoa throwing his entire team under the bus.
Jeez. All right, let me go. Hang on. It just moved around on me.
It's under Cameron Wolf.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
It jumped on me.
This is amazing. And the Dolphins, 29-27 choke job to the Chargers.
Well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
If you're saying players were late or missed?
Late, yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. There's more from Tua, and then we're going to hear from Coach Mike McDaniel, but there's more from Tua, Angel. If we could scroll up again. I'm sorry to have you do this because then you have to scroll back. More from Tua. And it's under the Drake May thing, under the Drake May touchdown. Tua on bouncing back after a 1-5 start. Now remember, he threw 3 picks yesterday too.
Well, the only place we can go is next week. You know, we talk about figuring this out. We talk about getting it together collectively. What are the problems? What are the issues? And are they getting fixed? Are they not getting fixed? Why are they not getting fixed? Or if they're fixed, how are we not allowing it to happen again? Things of that nature. So we got to look at the film again. We got to see where we can go. I contributed to a lot of that as well with the 3 turnovers.
No shit.
You can't do that and expect to win games. But, you know, we all got to look at ourselves, not pointing fingers. We got to look at ourselves individually first about what I could have done to help our team win that game. And then we can come together and we can talk about, all right, we need this group to do this better or whatever. But that's why I say it's frustrating.
The ultimate in contradiction. He just threw this couple of clip we played before that. But don't point fingers. You just pointed a finger at everybody, basically, on your team, or a whole bunch of people that missed player-only meetings and other stuff. You threw your team under the bus. Absolutely unbelievable from Tua. And he's kind of been lurking and doing that crap all year long. And now we're going to scroll down to the legendary Mike McDaniel, and it's just one rant after another. Here is Mike McDaniel after. This is under Josh Prey, Angel. There you go. And this is Mike McDaniel on Tua revealing players have been arriving late. Now, I just pause here for a second. I'm begging you, those of you who are capable, the new laptops have this, or the new devices, your new port, whatever is on your phone. You have to look for it. You may have to go to the App Store and download it, but there is a new Mike McDaniel closed caption app that will translate for you properly. Okay, I don't have it here for you, but it is available in the App Store. Go ahead, Angel.
So, yeah, I didn't. Player-led meetings are extra things outside of what I demand. We've been very accountable to me. It sounds like there was something on his mind with regard to the specific meetings with a couple individuals that he was trying to get corrected by being with direct communication. So, I think that's the only way to lead as far as where we've been at as a program. I think we've opened the air on all of that, and it's very clear what our how we hold people accountable, and where my what's non-negotiable with all those things. So Clearly he's sending a message, but from my standpoint, everything that I've asked of the guys, they have delivered on, and so I'm sure whomever he's talking to, they'll deliver as well, as he's a direct communicator with his teammates.
I have a big fucking problem. Yeah.
What on God's green earth?
What are you talking about? Are you stoned? How many gummies do you take before these press conferences? Jesus, Mary and Joseph, unbelievable. How can you have a guy like this coaching a football team? Good God Almighty. Jeez Louise.
It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Nothing. Listen, Miami,
fucking babbling, pedantic, blathering fool. And I know he's not a fool. I know he's got intelligence, you know. He's quirky. He sucks as a head coach. Sucks. And by the way, as I brought up on Friday, Miami now 1-15 against teams with a winning record. Way to go, Tua. And Tua's record against those games is horrible. He's like 4-11 or something like that. Some ridiculous thing. Now we're gonna hear from Angel. If we could scroll down to where is no, actually scrolling up. This is where is it? Might be down. This is where is Scott? Here it is. Okay. No, I hear Smoke, I should say. Smoke from Barstool Sports. And we heard him last week go off on the Miami Dolphins. And just keep it there for a second, Angel, and pause it, because I got to read this from another social media person on Twitter. This is hysterical. Hang on, let me find it here. Where is it? Okay. This is from a Twitter follower of mine called Marissa Marino. No real last name, and she says no relation to Dan. Contributor to Dolphins Talk podcast. She says, dear Mr. Stephen Ross, comma, double space. You don't know me, but I've been a Miami Dolphins fan since I came out of the womb. And, sir, I have a bone to pick with you. I cannot sit through one more 3-hour session of this team absolutely crapping their pants week after week, year after year, pain on repeat. With all due respect, it's been, big caps, 25 years. 25 years without a playoff win. 25 years of garbage coaches, 25 years of quarterback purgatory. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in a division with Josh Allen and a blossoming Drake May, and the only team I can confidently say we're better than, the 0-6 Jets, the Jets. And honestly, the gap between us and them, you could barely slide a pinky nail through it. That's how slim it feels. Mr. Ross, something has to change, and it has to change now. Fire somebody. I don't care who, just fire somebody. I don't take livelihoods lightly, but I also have to consider my own sanity. Do you know what it's like to have to speak to people on the national media and defend this dumpster fire and smile through the pain? I can't do it anymore. This is abysmal. It's disgusting. It's soul-crushing. Stop worrying about Formula One. Stop playing billionaire side quests. Put your damn eyes on the Miami Dolphins. The fan base deserves better. I deserve better. For the love of God, Mr. Ross, get your head out of your you-know-what and make some changes. Respectfully, parentheses, barely, Marissa Marino. Now, here is from my man from Barstool Sports. Here is Smoke, who's a huge Miami Dolphin guy, and here's his take. And I think he represents most of what's left of Dolphin Nation.
There's no point in me even acting like I'm pissed off, because that was probably the first time since 2019, 2020 where we lost a game and I felt nothing. I expected it to happen. Dolphins go up late. You think, hey, you know what? This team's got a little bit of heart. This team's got a little bit of fight. You know, they clawed their way back. They marched down the field. They scored. They took the lead. And then, boom, just the kickoff alone, they run it right down the 40-yard line. Then they march it right down our throats, and they win. And honestly, I'm at a point where it's fine. because the players don't care. Why should I care? I'm not letting them ruin my day. And I hear what Tua's saying. Look, if I'm making $54 million a year, I go home, I see my beautiful wife and kids. Like, yeah, absolutely. You're like, oh, this is the real point, and I get that. But you got to read the room a little bit, man. You got to understand that this fan base hasn't seen a playoff win in fucking 25 years and that they care about it. And there's just no point in anyone that supports this team to give a flying fuck when the players don't. And it's fine. I get it, bro. Life is bigger than football. So, like, you know what? I just don't give a fuck anymore. Keep losing. Who cares? Go sell the fucking team. Relocate them to fucking London. I don't care. This team doesn't care. Why should I? It's not like they're going to fire McDaniel. Why? Because they don't care. It's not like they're going to fire Chris Greer. Why? Because they don't care. It's not like they're going to do fucking anything to produce a winning football team. Why? Because they don't give a fuck. They only give a fuck about taking our money and then giving us some shit fucking product and knowing we're just going to give it right back to them. The rich will get richer and we'll just stay here fucking eating shit out of their ass for probably another 25 years. So you know what? I don't care.
Then why bother going to games?
Look, Miami's the easiest ticket to get at
Right.
Hard Rock because they just sell them. It was like there were like $70 seats available. You know, it's crazy. The Hurricane seats are more expensive right now. It's unbelievable.
Are the Dolphins worse than the Marlins?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yes. Yeah, they are worse. Fan base is the same.
Yep.
The Dolphin fan base overall is probably a little bit better than the Marlin, but I mean they are dissipating, man. They are being picked apart piece by piece. It is crazy. I mean, it's so bad, and he's right. They probably won't fire him. I don't know what they're waiting for. Coming back from Brazil, what's that going to mean? Now Miami's in Cleveland next week. They're going to lose there. I mean, who are they going to beat? I don't care if it's Dylan Gabriel. Maybe it'll be Shedeur Sanders next week starting for the Browns. Who the hell knows? But they're not going to win that. They're not going to win. When are they going to win? Their best chance to win was the other day, and it didn't happen. It was yesterday, and it didn't happen. And they cannot beat anybody with a winning. Stephen Ross, I really don't understand. As I've said, Formula One. I mean, everything he does in Miami is fantastic. He's a great entrepreneur. He gives back to the community. He does a lot of really good things, except run his football team. He sucks as an owner of a football team. There's no denying that. All right, let's get to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday. Man, a mass unit. No Bucky Irvin, no Godwin, no Evans, and a bunch of other people. And some people got hurt during the game. But yesterday, let's start right away. Here is from CBS in the first quarter. Bucs get on top first.
Give it back to him, and Wyatt bulldozes ahead for a touchdown. Tampa Bay on the board.
It's a 7-0. Let us head to the second quarter and more from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Running the ball.
Handoff. Bouncing outside. It's Tucker. Tucker. Touchdown. Tampa Bay.
White, Tucker, Bucky Irvin. Doesn't matter. They just do what they do. That's next man up, and they just can do that. Made it 14-10 at the time. Tampa Bay. Let me see here, Angel. If I could have you scroll down. This was an unbelievable play. One of the great plays of the afternoon, and it's under. It's under. Mark Sanchez, Colin Rugg. It's under Marissa Marino, right under the Marissa Marino thing. Awful announcing. This is Jim Nantz with the call, along with Tony Romo. An unbelievable scramble by Baker Mayfield yesterday. Yes, that is it. This was one of the great plays yesterday in the National Football League. That wasn't a touchdown.
Up there, his old college teammate. But he's not going to have a chance. Oh, yes, he is. He fights through the sack. Looking for first down yard. Oh, my goodness, he's done it again. Oh, that is pure Baker Mayfield. Oh, absolute Baker at his best.
God, I love seeing that.
Broke a couple of tackles. They had him for a sack. Then they had him. Up there, his old college teammate. But he's not going to have a chance.
Look at this. I mean, watch it again.
Oh, yes, he is. He fights through the sack. Looking for first down yard. Oh, my goodness, he's done it again. Oh, that is pure Baker Mayfield.
Watching that Miami
Absolute Baker at his best.
Man, that's hard. That is hard. See that, Jets? That's how you play hard. Go with the 30 seconds run off the clock at the end of the half. I didn't know. I didn't want to take a chance and never. Oh God, it's just amazing to me. All right, more from Baker Mayfield.
Job of moving defenders. On 2nd and 10, there was a blitz and a touchdown pass as Baker reacted to the on-rusher and got rid of it in time.
21-13 right there, and there was more from Baker Mayfield to Johnson. This was outstanding.
2nd and 11. Going for a big ball. Down the field. Got an open target. Oh, what a catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Taz Johnson has his first NFL touchdown and a magnificent flip to go with it.
Wow, 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 wow. What an unbelievable catch. It's just great throw, great catch. Tampa Bay goes on to win 30-19. They did lose Fred Warner to a season-ending injury as well. And after the game, Baker Mayfield talked about that and other stuff.
Cameron got his first catch, I think. Taz gets his first touchdown. Just what was it like to have to go through that many guys and how those guys stepped up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want that. First of all, losing in the middle of the game, Fred Warner, I mean, that sucks. You never want to see that, so thoughts and prayers with him. But when it comes to our guys, just the communication, our receivers coach, BMAC, getting those guys right throughout the week, and you never know what can happen. And those guys stepping up in a huge way, and just hats off to them for being prepared and not shying away, not flinching when they're in there.
27-39, 347 yards. So that was from Mac Jones with 2 interceptions. Baker Mayfield yesterday, 17-23, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. White rushes for 65 yards. Tucker rushes for 25. Mayfield rushed for 14. Not too bad. And this was a nip and tuck game until the end. And the Buccaneers, just with heart and soul and guts, just pulled away in the game. And again, no, Mike Evans had a hamstring. Godwin had a fibula injury. Bucky Irvin had a foot and shoulder thing going on. Josh Williams got concussion. And Benjamin Morrison had hamstrings. Zyron McCollum, the cornerback, were inactive. Buka had 2 catches for 24 yards before he went down. Guard Luke Haggard left the game in the 4th quarter. I mean, just unbelievable. And 49ers will host the Falcons Sunday night. The Buccaneers will visit Detroit next Monday night. And speaking of the Lions, Angel Martinez, if we could, this was, the Kansas City Chiefs have a nasty way of coming back after a loss. They have an unbelievable record, especially with Patrick Mahomes, something like 25-6 or something like that after a loss. I knew this was going to probably be a tough game. I did pick Detroit to win it, but it did not happen. And again, before we get to the punch and the reaction, and then another reaction, Kansas City wins the game 30-17. But this was the first touchdown. Let's see. Hopefully they have it here, because there was confusion. Let me see. Well, there was confusion, but here's Kansas City taking the lead.
On 4th down this year, and they'll go. Mahomes got it for Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City.
But that made it 7-3, thanks to NBC Mike Tirico with the call last night. But that's the touchdown. It should have been a touchdown. It should have been 7-7. It should have been a tying touchdown. The Lions scored a touchdown. They had a 3rd and goal or whatever it was, and Goff scrambled in for a touchdown. The refs huddle for what seemed like an eternity. No flag is thrown. And then they come to the conclusion, they come up with some response that there was an illegal shift that happened. I mean, it was, I've never seen that. Just when I think the referees, you got to scratch your head sometimes and go, what is going on? Nobody threw a flag, yet they all get together for a caucus afterwards and come up with, you know what, there should have been motion. Anyway, it's just absolutely bizarre. Then anyway, Kansas City into pulling away. They win 30-17, and things got a little hairy at the end of the game. Here's Patrick Mahomes on the scuffle with the Lions at the end of the game.
You just had the end of the game.
I mean, we play the game in between the whistles. They can do all the extracurricular stuff they want to do, but we play the game in between the whistles. We thought we played a great game today. and we'll keep this momentum moving forward.
Okay, now in the at the end of this game, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have the actual SWAT from Brian Branch for the Detroit Lions. I don't, but I do have. So what happened was Brian Branch took a shot at the end of the game at Juju Smith-Schuster. Little over dramatic. It was a good left hook that knocked him down. He's going to get fined. He may even get suspended. But if we scroll up to Dan Campbell, he
Wait.
has. Go ahead. What?
No, you do have it was in the same clip as the one with Dan Campbell. Here's what you're talking about.
Okay, there we go.
There's no audio, but here comes the SWAT.
Oh, it's a right. Okay. I thought it was a left. I don't know why. There's a right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and now scroll. Now Ari Miroff has Dan Campbell. You see that cut, Angel?
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a second. That's right where that one was. So
yeah, a little over dramatic. I mean, it's a dumb thing to do. A little over dramatic on Juju Smith-Schuster's part. He acted like he get tackled by 4 guys, but nevertheless.
Start with this. I love Brian Branch, but what he did is inexcusable, and it's not going to be accepted here. It's not what we do. It's not what we're about. I apologize to Coach Reed and the Chiefs and and Schuster. That's not okay. We that's not what we do here, and it's not going to be okay. He knows it. Our team knows it, and so that's not what we do. Start with this.
So people were touting the Detroit Lions as the best team in the NFL, blah, 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 blah. I don't think there's any clear-cut favorite. There's no shame in losing in Kansas City to that team. Some out there who claim that the Chiefs would not make the playoffs this year now may be having second thoughts about the Chiefs. Certainly, they played a hell of a game last night. Before we get to Josh Prey, I do want to have a couple other NFL highlights here. Let me see what else. I think video-wise, Angel, I've played. Hang on, what needed to be played. Let me see. I think I have played everything I need to. Oh, okay. No, let's go under Vrabel is Brian Branch and his response, his reaction. That's not. It's right under. It's right. It's up right under the show, right under Vrabel. It's the second one down.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Here we go.
In between the play and refs don't catch it, like they be trying to bully me out there. I should have never did it. It was childish.
How do you process the way it went down for you guys tonight? Just having a winning streak snapped.
What the hell?
It's a tough opponent.
We beat ourselves, honestly.
What happened between the plays? What are you referring to?
I got blocked in the back illegally, and it was running the ref. The ref didn't do anything, and just stuff like that. And I could have got hurt off of that, but I still shouldn't have done that. So
that was at the end of the game. You're talking about somebody hit you in the back. Juju hit you in the back.
Yes.
So Juju in particular was the one that hit you?
Yes.
Yeah. Were there other things that they were doing just in terms of maybe rubbing it in at the end?
Yeah, they were. There was a lot of stuff, but I should have showed it between the whistle, not after the game, and I apologize for that.
What sort of discipline, if any, do you expect from the league, or you got to hope there's nothing?
I don't know. Honestly.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, BB.
What the hell? That's not Angel or myself breathing. That is somebody holding the microphone.
That's bizarre. What the hell was that all about?
Just so people know, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. By the way, getting back to the Jet game real quick, they had negative 10 passing yards in the game. It's embarrassing how bad the Jets were. By the way, they also sacked Peels 9 times. 9 times, Mrs. Bueller. 9 times he got sacked in that game. A couple other highlights before we get to Josh Prey. Indy over Arizona, 31-27. That was a very nice win. And somehow, I don't know, this Jacoby Brissett going to take over for Kyler Murray the rest of the way? The offense seemed to flow a little bit better, but Indy keeps on. They just keep on winning. Cincinnati is awful. Green Bay clobbered them too, 27-18. But the Browns did cover, which for some of you is huge, like it was for me, as I had them on the money line. The other game yesterday of note was Carolina coming from behind and beating Dallas. But man, oh man, there was Rico Dowdle. What a game for him.
Trevor Etienne in motion. Fake it to Dowdle. Young's got a shuffle. Steps up, throws. Wide open man is Dowdle. And he's going to take it to the end zone against his former team. Touchdown Carolina, and the Panthers lead.
It's amazing Jerry Jones didn't have a coronary. The Panthers win 30-27. Dowdle, who used to be with the Cowboys, he rushes for 183 yards on 30 carries and no touchdowns. And then he's the leading receiver for the Panthers yesterday as well, with 56 yards receiving on 4 catches and a touchdown. Absolutely amazing. I think it's a team record with 239 total yards. Way to go, Dallas. Rico. Micah. Where are you? Where are you? Come join me. Come, Micah, Rico, Micah. Anyway, 30-27. The Cowboys lose to the Panthers in Carolina. Dak Prescott, 25-34, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Dallas defense is just absolutely horrible. Anyway, what else we got? Okay. So Seattle over Jacksonville, 20-12. It's a weird thing. Liam Cohen, after the game, talked about self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, it's on me. It's an undisciplined operation at the moment, and it's on me, and it's got to get fixed. It's a great opportunity this week to get it fixed, right? We're going on the road. We're flying to another country. Being together as a group, look ourselves in the mirror and try to figure out, from an operation and habit standpoint, what is standing in our way? Because right now it's us.
Yeah, Jaguars are hosting the Rams at Wembley Stadium in London on Sunday morning. But man, it was such a weird line that a point and a half that Seattle was favored by. Why? It's not like the quarterback situation. It's not like Trevor Lawrence wasn't playing or anything like that. But there is a reason. They are really good. Seattle's really good on 1:00 games. They're one of the few West Coast teams that has an incredible record when they fly across the country to play at 1:00. Trevor Lawrence, 27-42, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Etienne, only 27 yards on 12 carries. They couldn't run the ball. Neither could Seattle, for that matter. Walker III only had 34 yards. Charbonnet had 24, and Sam Darnold had 2. Sam was 16-27, 295, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. It just was kind of an ugly type of game, but Seattle wins the game 20-12 yesterday on the road. The Jaguars had a 6-0 lead, and then Jacksonville scored the next 20 points heading into the fourth quarter, and then Jaguars came up with 6 points. So 20-12 is your final there. All right, before we go, we're going to take a quick break, but before that, my man Josh Prey is at it again. And Gators had a tough day, tough night. Started off okay, at College Station, Texas A&M, one of the toughest places to play. Now, we've seen Josh Prey do a great comedian here in Southwest Florida, but he's nationally known. But he's based out of Immokalee, Naples. We have seen him after Gator losses in front of Denny's, I think Taco Bell. We've seen him after the Miami loss, very distraught, in front of a church. And now, I give you Josh Prey after the loss to Texas A&M. He has found a new location in Naples to hang out, to gripe about the Gators' continued losing.
This is it for me. I'm a Gator fan. I'm going to be a Gator fan till I die. I'm going to be a Gator fan till I go. Y'all don't have me in front of a dentist. Y'all don't put me in church. I've supported, I've bought gear, I've been to games, I've made videos, I've given, give. I've given. We have a very talented team. We have the players, we have the equipment, we have the stand. Y'all got me. I want y'all to look where y'all got me at. Y'all got me in front of a funeral home that's full of cremation center in Naples, Florida. That's the best funeral home. Y'all got me in front of a funeral home right now. Y'all got me in front of a it's it for me. It's over for me. I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. And I can't wake up and look at, like, Florida State lost to a team. I couldn't even enjoy that for 24 hours. You want your rivals to lose to everybody. Miami was off. They ain't losing to nobody. They won the damn bye week. They ain't losing to nobody. We go to Texas A&M. We hit them in their mouth. 12th man, one of the most hostile environments ever. And we score. We have the most dangerous true freshman receiver in college football. We have the second most dangerous true freshman receiver in college football. We got a gangster running back. We got D-backs. Devin Moore has been healthy. He's 6'4", 205 pounds, probably runs a 4.3 40, and we waited. I'm in front of a funeral home. I'm in front of this funeral home because I'm hoping they come out and say, Josh, you know what? For being a Gator fan this year, you gonna get a discount, Josh, because you know what? You don't deserve this. I hope they go talk to the Lord and say, Lord, we got one coming. Y'all got me in front of a funeral home. I got on Google, and I Googled nearest funeral homes because my thoughts, my body, my spirit, my fandom needs to be cremated. Nobody else is going through what Gator fans are going through. We were 2-3, and we was on the damn internet talking about still going to the college football playoffs. We were 2-3. We still spending money. We still trying. We still in denial. We are 2-4 now, and I'm still feeling like we still gonna run the damn table. I deserve to be in there for being a fan right now. I deserve this. My kids waking up. My 15-year-old son. Is it great to be a Gator dad? I went to see. How much did we win by? We ain't win, son. My brim ain't even. The reason my brim in this cricket is because I'm doing this all damn day. This ain't even the kind of hat made for this, man. I got dents in my damn Gator hat, man. I got on a basketball shirt during football season. That's a funeral home across the street. All of that down there in Naples, Florida. You know how much a funeral costs in Naples, Florida? Do you know how much? I'm gonna take loans out to be buried in Naples, Florida. Y'all got me going and ask them, how much can I get cremated for? I just don't got no more fight in me, man. I can't argue with other fan bases. I can't make jokes about other fan bases. Miami fans still telling me to shave my darn beard. I just don't care no more, man. I don't care, man. Y'all got me in front of a damn funeral home. I used to be so happy and full of life and making jokes and doing the Gator trip. Y'all just have taken it all out of me this year. It's all out.
I gotta take a loan out to get buried in Naples, Florida.
Oh, God, he is freaking too much. All right, I got to take a quick break here because it's the only one we're going to take today. So Phil Castanetti, Sports World in Saugus, Mass. is New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. So get on down there. Phil Castanetti, Sports World in Saugus, Mass. 184 Broadway. Call 781-233-7222 for more information. 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus. Be there. Quick break. Jay Flanley, Beavsville, going to join us next. We'll talk a lot about the college football world. James Franklin, the Wolverines losing at USC. Have a great stat, Angel, that you're not going to believe. And we'll talk some NFL as well. All part of the Pete Sheppard Show here. Happy Columbus Day, everybody, here on the Coastal Sports Digital Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them, sales@acetechadvisors.com. AceTechnologyAdvisors.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't spaz out because your team lost. Let Pete do it for you. Now, back to the Pete Sheppard Show.
Sticking with Brian Jackson now, the sophomore from Texas. And Jackson gets away. Jackson all the way. Touchdown, USC.
Yeah, so Drew will be done for the year. The reason I turned and looked is I do not release that information until I clear it with the kid in the family. And I had talked to Drew, but I had not heard back from the family before I came in here.
Well, yes, Drew Allard done for the year, and James Franklin may be done for quite some time. I wasn't sure about the $50 million until I was sure when they lost to Northwestern. We welcome in Jay Flanley back from Beeves World. We had a great discussion on Friday, and I know a tough loss for the Wolverines. I actually picked USC in that game, but that aside, the James Franklin situation, which you correctly predicted, you've been on this. I wasn't sure if they were able to scrounge up $50 million, but Jay, I'd love to be fired and handed a $50 million paycheck to say, don't spend it all in one place. But good morning. We talked about Friday. What was one of the last things we said about how pesky Northwestern always seems to upset somebody somewhere along the way. Doesn't matter if it's home or away. But that I did not expect in that game, and it cost James Franklin. Not that he should really give a shit. He gets $50 million. You'll probably have a job on ESPN by the end of the week, and maybe take a year off before he gets back into coaching somewhere. But I want to say good morning to you. How are you? And the one stat I will throw at you about your Michigan team, and my buddy Gabe Morency brought this up on Friday, which I kind of knew. When your team travels across 2 time zones, they suck. They're 1-12 the last 13 when they cross 2 time zones, which is another reason. It's really one of the main reasons why I picked USC. But get that aside, we can get to that. Your overall thoughts about what went down this weekend? Where were you when Northwestern won? I know you were so busy with the restaurant.
Let's go. One thing about the 1-for-12 Michigan. The last road game they won on the West Coast was 1989 at UCLA. And I believe they blocked a field goal with no time left to win the game. The Franklin thing, I'm trying to remember. No, I watched a lot of it at work and then came home and I saw the end. When Drew Aller got hurt, it was really over because the Drew Pazubli, kid, left. And they don't have a back. Nobody really has backup quarterbacks anymore. So just the way things are set up. And that's why the Pazulia kid left, because he was never going to play. And listen, James Franklin has lost a lot of big games. He coaches scared. He's a legit good guy. He's not dirty.
Yeah.
But they had to fire him. They had no choice. They probably should have fired him last week. But he had won a lot of games and gotten to where he was. But that team has completely quit on him. If you watch the video of him standing on the field, his players are blowing him off after the game. He had to direct some guys to go to the locker room. Embarrassing. There's a lot going on here with Adidas, who is going to be the new apparel guys. They're driving a lot of this. They have a relationship with the AD at Penn State. That's Pat Kraft. That's why you're seeing me and other people talking about Matt Rule. Because Matt Rule is a State College kid, and he went to Penn State. There's other better names. Matt Rule's record in big games is very much like James Franklin.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, be careful what you idiots wish for. Another thing.
Is that a big – first of all, it's an excellent point about the shoes and all that stuff about the corporate sponsorship. But is that a big enough splash, Matt Rule at Penn State, or did they –
No. As a Michigan fan, I hope they hire him and give him 10 years. But no. I think he's a good coach, but, here's the thing. And I was talking to CPR about this last night because he went to URI, but he watches a lot of college football. And his son,
CPR? What do you mean? Who?
Coach Peter Riley. That's my high school special teams coach.
Yep.
My high school special. I talk to him every night. And he's in Indiana. He likes Indiana because his kid went there. His kid graduated like 6-7 years ago. And why would Cignetti leave Indiana where he can win 8 games the next 5 years? They're never going to fire him. They have a huge alumni base. They have the same money as Penn State with the Big Ten TV contract. Now, Penn State has a much bigger stadium and all that, and great, this and all that. But they haven't won anything in forever. They won it last time they won was 94.
Yeah, but you know the reason why, if it does happen. Money.
Oh, I know.
Of
course.
I mean, money's the root of all evil. And it's also, I mean, it is. Look, remember when Indiana beat Penn State a few years ago at the last second? They wanted Tom Allen to go to Penn State then, back when he was coaching. the Hoosiers, and then kind of fell,
By the way, that was a big loss by Franklin.
Huge loss by Franklin.
Letting Tom Allen leave.
Yeah.
Because he made it worse by hitting Jim Knowles as a dope, the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Who Ohio State broomed out the door after they lost to us again, and they broomed him out. But no, the Franklin thing, listen.
By the way, 160 winning percentages against 8P top 10 team, tied for the third worst record by a coach with a minimum of 25 games at a single school since the Pole era began in 1936. So he was hired in 2014 after Bill O'Brien left back for the NFL, inherited a team that feeling the ill effect. But how about they had 6 penalties for 71 yards early in the first half last. But go ahead, continue.
So I think there's a bunch of really good jobs that are open. Obviously, the UNC job is also going to open, and there's a couple other ones. Michigan State and Wisconsin are open.
Florida may be open.
If you listen to all the idiots around my program, Sharon's going to get fired tomorrow. So it's
why?
Because Pete, these people are morons, Pete. Please. I mean, it's just
USC is a good team. Don't they understand that it's not just a lot of teams crossing 2 time zones against the, I really didn't think USC was going to lose that game. I just did. I just thought it was a good spot for them at home, and their offense was clicking. And their defense played a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to play. But I thought that do they not see stats like how Michigan's 1-12 away when they cross 2 time zones? And the stat you brought up, as you said, they haven't won since the freaking at UCLA at the Rose Bowl. Many
1989, I believe.
You got to take all that stuff into consideration. Those numbers don't lie, and particularly trends like that in college football usually play out. I've been doing this a long time. Those kind of trends usually play out. There is a reason for it, and it was a bad spot for Michigan. It doesn't mean they're a bad team or poorly coached team. They got outplayed by a team that I think is better than them.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is, and but no, it's there. Listen, I'll say this for you: if you're Penn State and you want to make a splash, there's a very obvious name: Urban Meyer.
That
I know I would get people's attention here.
Sure would. And I think you get people's attention with him on all these other teams. The great point you just made. All the other teams. The John Gruden thing with the Gators is still fascinating to me. If that, I still keep hearing that's a possibility. But what about John Gruden in Penn State?
No, I don't think the Penn State job is very good.
John Gruden, no.
I don't think the Penn State job is a very good job. I just think it's a job. It's a brand name. I think for a lot of these younger guys like Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Signetti at Indiana. The guys going to a job, Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, the guys going to jobs that are happy if they win 7 or 8 games, and then you go there, what BC used to be. If you go there and you win 10 games, you're the friggin' mayor. And you can afford to have a bad year and win, 6 or 7 and just kind of be middling. If you go to Penn State and do what Franklin did, you get fired. If you do what Billy Napier has been doing, going winning 6-7 games in a really good league with a tough schedule, you're going to get fired. So, Jimbo Fisher got fired at Texas A&M, and Brian Kelly. Every 5 minutes you hear his name coming up, and also part of that is he's an asshole, but. But Franklin's a good guy, and he got dusted.
But I'm particularly interested to go back to why Penn State isn't a good job in college football. They're also the
let me tell you, I can explain.
Let me just throw these numbers at you first, and then you can have the floor again. The athletic department is committed to a $700 million renovation to Beaver Stadium. The project expected to be completed in 2 years in 2027. The other thing is former AD Sandy Barber, which you brought up before, I believe, signed Franklin to a 10-year contract extension worth up to $85 million back in 2021. Now, also, according to the deal, besides the $50 million thing he's going to get, Penn State will have to pay Franklin's base salary of $500,000, supplemental pay of $6.5 million, and an insurance loan of $1 million until 2031. What a deal! But anyway, so why with the $700 million renovation and an incredible fan base, one of the best in the country by far, in a great league where you're getting great money, why would that not be attractive to any coach?
Okay, let's go over that. Let's go over that. Okay, let's play around a situation. Pete, you have a son who's being recruited. Give me the position he plays.
Well, of course, he's a quarterback or tight end.
Okay,
I'll go tight end.
So if you had to pick the one position that I can't use because they have a guy in the NFL who's awesome, here's the one that got Franklin fired. Wide receiver.
Kicker. No,
wide receiver.
I'll pick a wide receiver. Okay,
wide receiver.
Okay.
You could do quarterback. You could do quarterback too, by the way, because they don't have anybody in the NFL doing that either.
Yep.
Wide receiver. That was a position that got Franklin fired. Anybody who doesn't understand what I'm about to explain to you isn't paying attention. They haven't developed wide receivers. They had Saquon Barkley. They've had Ty Warren. They've had all these other players. They have not developed wide receivers. James Franklin was a wide receiver coach. So they went out and they signed the USC kid and two other guys who came in, and their wide receiver group sucks. And part of that was they have an offensive coordinator who wants to turn Drew Aller into Michael Vick. So you come out, when these kids are getting recruited, it's change. It's how much money can you pay me? And can you get me to the NFL? And there's, I'll give you a great example. When Michael Parsons was at Penn State, he was just a guy. They didn't accentuate him. They had him playing like inside linebacker and moving him around. He wasn't a big highlight film player. Abdul Carter, yeah. But, I mean, like right now, besides Michael Parsons, who, by the way, has a very mixed bag. A lot of scouts don't like him. Some do. But who do you look at and go, wow, that guy is in the NFL from Penn State and he's awesome?
Well, there used to be running back I mean, back in the day. I mean, I'd say guys.
Okay, obviously Saquon, yeah. But you can find running backs.
I'd say guys in the trenches on both the defensive and offensive line that people probably don't talk about or realize. I think they develop, like Boston College still, they develop a lot of guys in the trenches that a lot of people don't really hear of, occasional linebackers here and there. But yeah, as far as the star Heisman Trophy type of candidate, Saquon Barkley was, but I mean, besides that, not.
Who, by the way, got devalued throughout the league, and the Giants let him go.
Yeah, which was dumb on their part.
Well, but my point is, he wasn't good. He wasn't good enough to overcome a bad team, and that's there's other guys. We see this, Joe Burrow, one of the dumbest organizations in the league. He overcomes it on that team. Yeah. Who's another guy that's on a track? I mean, before he retired, Andrew Luck. Daniel Jones is on a trash team. He went to a good team. He's doing good. Baker Mayfield kicked around the league. So there's a lot of these dumb teams in the NFL, and you got to find your own spot and figure things out. Part of the reason why the Patriots are better is not only did they do good with the draft and getting Drake May and some of the guys that are helping them in this class, the offensive lineman and the running back, but they added pro football players. Randy Moss wouldn't have really helped the Patriots. They need good football players. They don't have enough of them. You got 22 starters. The Patriots probably got about 17 good NFL starters now. Beginning of the year, they might have had 8 or 9.
Yeah, but the development of the coaching staff, that's the thing. And that's why I said everybody, hang on, let's wait a month. They're gonna develop. I still can't believe they lost to Pittsburgh. But nevertheless, they've won 3 in a row. They should win the next 2 at Tennessee, home against Cleveland. But, step by step, Drake May was unbelievable. Yeah. And again, what do we see?
Incredible.
It's starting to remind me of some of the earlier Patriot teams that were very good, where it's an unselfish team. Stephon Diggs, 38 yards yesterday. So what? Booty in his home state. Booty has a tremendous game.
Awesome game.
Douglas comes back and has a tremendous game. Finally, Chisholm gets in there, has a couple of decent special team run backs. I'd like to see him get more involved on the offense. But I'm saying there's a progression, and no one's bitching and moaning about not getting the ball. Now, they still have a running back problem, and they didn't run the ball particularly well yesterday. But the game plan didn't really call for it, because if it wasn't for the most hideous calls of the year, in the NFL, which was just, it makes you
bad.
think how referees are not on the take. Thank God they overcame it and whatever. But there's definitely a developmental pattern there. Will Campbell, it was great to see Campbell and Booty win in their home state and all of that stuff.
And Wilson played good next to Campbell too. I noticed that when I was watching.
But getting back,
you're right about the refs. Oh my God, those two calls.
I mean, all right, Kansas City had no penalties last night. We'll get to your Lions in a second.
Trust me, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, but how about the absolute stupidity? Did you get to watch any of the Jets Denver debacle?
Oh, I saw the end of the first half, which
the explanation. Did you hear the explanation? Did you hear? Hang on, I got to play this for you. It's not that long of a cut. I can't believe how this guy has a job. I am sorry. You're coaching the team and you come up exactly what happened. They get 4th and 1. They get the fake punt. They get the yard. Blah, blah, blah. There's 30 seconds left. They're on the 50-yard line. And they let the clock run out. Wilson's yelling at him on the sideline. What are we doing? What's going on? As they're going to the locker room. Here's Aaron Glenn on why they didn't try to do anything.
That's what happened at the end of the first half with not running a play, just letting the clock run out.
So I knew we were getting the ball back, and I think it was like 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. And at that point, we didn't know if we got the first down or not, because I know one ref was saying yes, no, and was no. So once it got the 4th down, guys, I'm not about to sit there and try to get a playoff, and they will get the ball back. And I think they had a timeout left and give them a chance to kick a field goal. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. So let's just end the half, we get the ball back, and see if we can get a chance to score.
He must have Vulcan mind melded with Mike McDaniel for some other sort of stupid part of his brain. What? Are you serious? There isn't a Pop Warner coach that could come up with an explanation like that. What are you thinking? How do you have a job? That's your mentality? And that's the way you're coaching that team? See, I think what happens, Jay, is you put on something. Something happens when you put on
the Jets. Yes.
You automatically become a moron. That is one of the dumbest explanations I have heard from a head coach in a long time. And I know Aaron Glenn's not a moron, but if you're a Jet fan and you hear the announcers couldn't believe, nobody could knew what the hell was going on, and the explanation made it worse.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of examples of this. You know, the most recent one is Robert Saleh, who's doing a really good job with the Niners. And the most obvious one is, and you and I know this because we saw him a lot, was Todd Bowles. We both knew Todd Bowles was good. He was just coaching the Jets.
Yeah.
And look at the job he's doing with the Bucs.
Doing great.
So, yeah. And Herman Edwards was good. There were a couple other guys. But the Mangini. No, it was interesting just to see people. That's where people go to die, basically.
I said to Aaron Glenn, and I did this impersonation. I said that was the anti-American. You don't play to win the games. You don't play to win the games.
By the way, the best part of the Herman Edwards, you don't play to win the game. You know who asked him the question?
He said you play to win the games. Aaron Glenn is saying you don't play to win the game.
Do you know who it was that asked Herman Edwards that question? You know who that was that set it off?
Rich Cimini?
No.
You?
You're close. Judy Batista.
Oh, Judy Batista. There you go, Judy.
And her husband is a big MLB reporter, covers the Mets and other teams.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So Judy, and I think she was just starting out. That was a long time ago.
But she didn't. But I remember the question. It wasn't a bad question. He kind of took it the wrong way.
He got mad.
Yeah,
he got mad. That was the best part of him getting.
Yeah.
Hello. You play to win the game. Hello.
But I saw him this morning on SportsCenter or last night, and he was just. See, the problem is all these guys refuse to rip other coaches, you know. And
no, he does it. He can't. He do it all the time.
He kind of. Got to read between the lines. He kind of does, but he should. You got to lay. You got to lay into people like him and McDaniel, and the other puppet muppet Charlie Brown coach. I mean, just. I don't know what they're waiting for.
The Tennessee guy of Vrabel's going to destroy next week.
God, my man Cam Ward. I feel that Miami's offensive line, the Hurricanes is better than their offensive line. It is horrible. I can't even that poor kid hung out to dry. He's going to get hurt badly. And it sucks because he is not the reason why. Their offensive line is abysmal. But getting back to the Jets, how could you be an NFL team, Jay, and have negative 10 passing yards? How can you allow your quarterback to get sacked 9 times, Mrs. Bueller? 9 times. 9 times.
When you watch the game, you thought he got sacked 90 times.
I agree.
I mean, and he's a good runner. So the best part of this is really funny. So my biggest fantasy team, I sat Mason Taylor, the tight end.
Oh,
the Jets tight end. I got Kyle Pitts going tonight.
Oh, okay.
But that was my big decision of the week was which tight end, because Taylor had a good game last week, and he's had a couple of good games. It's Jason Taylor's son, and so I sat him. He's probably going to stand and block a lot if you watch the Jets offensive line. The funny thing is the Jets have invested in the O-line. Part of this is that Fields holds the ball too long, and he doesn't get the ball out. But I'm excited, though. I know your buddy McDaniels in Miami are having fun, too, is outing his team and naming guys after the game. So
and then he said afterwards, because I played the cut. I already played the video this morning. And and then after he points everybody out and says this, that, and the other team are late for meetings and this, that. And then he comes back about 30 seconds later and says, well, we can't finger point at anybody. What? You just did that. You threw your entire team under the bus. I don't know what Stephen Ross is waiting for. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense for me. And you heard Mike McDaniel after the game, did you not?
I know. Oh, yeah. I
got to play a little of it for you just again. Try not to get stupid.
I'm starting to call him Son of Sam.
Oh, my. It's just freaking scary what he said about
Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel could break Gandhi. I mean, he's just
here he is talking about 2 revealing players that have been arriving late.
I didn't. Player-led meetings are extra things outside of what I demand.
Mike, that's why they're players-only meetings, you moron.
It sounds like there was something on his mind with regard to the specific meetings with a couple individuals that he was trying to get corrected by being with direct communication. So, I think that's the only way to lead.
Hang on, I'm going to finish it. All I can hear is Mr. Hand from Fast Times at Ridgemont High in class. What are you people, on dope? We'll continue.
As far as where we've been at as a program, I think, we've opened the air on all of that, and it's very clear what our how we hold people accountable, and where my what's non-negotiable.
There is no accountability.
With all those things, so clearly he's sending a message. But from my standpoint, everything that I've asked of the guys, they have delivered on, and so I'm sure whomever he's talking to, they'll deliver as well as he's a direct communicator.
Okay. Peanut gallery, my toothpicks, and sriracha, please, so I can end madness and stick the toothpicks in my eye, pour sriracha in my face, and call it a day. What? What is that?
That would inspire me to come on and play. Oh my God, was that bad?
It's like he's talking to a
and
Joe.
I've seen some bad. Yeah, I've seen some bad. Does Dan Campbell sound like that?
Oh, God. No.
Play what he said about Brian Branch. The first thing he said last night.
He's rightly so. It was. I mean, look, I didn't remember that he says that Juju Smith-Schuster again, and the Juju. Let's be honest.
Juju's got a big mouth, but you can't do that.
It wasn't a right cross, but it was a little over. The big. It wasn't that big of. I mean. He's probably going to get fined. He may even get suspended.
No, he's going to get suspended. And by the way, if he doesn't get suspended, I think Dan is going to sit him. I think Dan's going to sit him.
I think you're right. But Juju Smith-Schuster did embellish a tad at the end, but that's not really.
Well, he's a total turd. But yeah, I mean the Chiefs are a bunch of turds.
Well,
so.
the turds that win that are 25.
Yeah, well, I mean the refs. The refs invent rules. The refs invent rules. The golf play at the beginning of the game. Listen, I hate the Chiefs.
I was telling you about Angel. I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, no flag. They took, 3 minutes to have a caucus?
Yep.
And then they decide there's an illegal shift, which I still don't know. The announcers didn't know. Tirico and didn't know last night. They didn't know. Everybody was baffled. Again, baffled.
No penalties. No penalties on the Chiefs the whole game.
Nope.
That offensive line of Can Pass Pro can block Aiden Hutchinson and friends without holding.
And to me, this is a lot kind of like the Michigan. There's no shame. Kansas City has an unbelievable record when they lose a game, and coming back at home, they're like 26-6.
Yeah, because the refs won't let them lose games. The refs are invested in that team, and the league's invested in that team.
Here they are at 3-3, and but I mean, and look, the Lions are, were being told.
Well, I don't listen. The Lions lost the game. The Lions lost the game because the whole game changed on Amon-Ra St. Brown's drop.
Yes.
Okay.
Huge.
And listen, I get pissed off at Lions fans all the time and tell me how great he is. He's a good player. He ain't Mike Evans. He ain't Justin Jefferson. He ain't Jamar Chase. He ain't on that level of guys. He's the next level. The Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the Michael Jordans, and then there's the next level of guys. He's in the Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas group. He's not in the first group. I mean, these people and the idiot quarterback getting the delay of game penalty after they screwed us on the formation.
I got to give him a little bit of latitude for that.
No, Pete, I'm not going to let you do that because he went to Cal. I say this all the time about Jared Goff. He went to Cal and he's dumb. How can you have only the Lions could get the guy from Cal who's dumb? I'm so busy yelling at the refs. That's Dan's job.
No, I'm with you.
That's Dan's like, watch how Vrabel handled them being screwed over in the Patriots game. Vrabel's yelling at the refs. You don't yell at the refs. It's his job to yell at the refs. And by the way, Dan is good at it. And by the way, Dan is funny. You go back to the stupid shit in Dallas 2 years ago where they screwed them on the 2-point play, the Dan Skipper catching the pass. And you could see Dan clearly saying to them, I told you, because he met with the refs before the game and he explained to them what they were going to do. And they still screwed the Lions. But last night was about the Chiefs. They want the Chiefs around because of the stupid shit with Taylor Swift.
Do you think
they don't want that team to be bad?
Do you think Dan Campbell said to the refs, explained like, hey, because the play we're talking about, let me just set it up. The Lions are looking awesome, like they can't be stopped by Kansas City. 15 plays, 9 minutes and 39 seconds. Patrick Mahomes looked like he was going to go to sleep on the bench. He was so bored. And David Montgomery takes a direct step, throws to Goff, well-designed play, who powered into the end zone from a yard out for a touchdown. But then the officials come together to discuss the play, like I said, a little caucus. And even though nobody had thrown a flag, they eventually said Goff was not set. An illegal motion penalty, and after a delay of game, the Lions had to settle for a field goal. But do you think—
I'm going to challenge all of our listeners.
Do you think Dan Campbell told the refs, hey, we're going to run this type of play? Because, like you said, coaches do that.
They do that in the pre-meetings, yes. Probably more than likely than not. Here's the other thing. There's 2 games on tonight, NFL games.
Yeah.
I want everybody who's watching these games, when you watch offense, check every time you see a play where everybody hasn't stopped on motions and shifts. Shifts are different, motions.
Yep.
There'll be a ton of plays where the ball snapped where the guy's motioning. And they don't nobody calls that anymore. It's like how the Chiefs line off offsides on every friggin' offensive play with the Jawan Taylor, the right tackle. Where Aiden 3 years ago exposed this on national TV. And of course the goddamn Eagles jumping off sides every time on the fucking tush push.
Well,
by the way, the Buccaneers did it yesterday and did it wrong too.
Yeah,
jumping off sides.
You know who also did it wrong yesterday? 3 straight times? The Ravens. 3 straight times, and they went for it on 4th down. Then did a little pitch out and got stopped for that. But it was. But no, I'm fabricating the rumor. I'm starting the rumor.
By the way, you made me very happy talking about the Ravens because God, they suck, and that makes me so fucking happy.
I think John Harbaugh is going to be. I'm going to say this. I
told you this, and you didn't let. I told you.
John Harbaugh is going to be the next coach of the Miami Dolphins. I
believe you.
I think that's going to happen. I think unless Lamar Jackson comes back in the next couple of weeks and some miracle happens, which I do not see.
Nope, they're not good enough.
But this is where you learn about the character of your team, as they say all the time in all sports. Not when things are going well, when things are going crappy. And that team has given up.
Quit.
Which is unbelievable. Unbelievable to me.
Like Penn State did on James Franklin.
They did. There's no question. No question about it. But the John Harbaugh has lost it on that team. And I think the Ravens ownership is going to, I know he's going to be gone. They're going to come out. Something is going to happen. I believe that'll be the guy that Stephen Ross goes after. I'm starting the rumor. I'm going to fabricate. I'm going to confirm it.
So, and also it looks like Stefanski getting fired today. That's one of the things that's out there.
Yeah,
Stefanski, the Browns coach.
Well, Stefanski, and I don't know. I don't know how Mike McDaniel can possibly survive.
One of the rumors with that, aren't the Dolphins going on the Europe trip in like a week?
No, Brazil. I keep saying.
Yeah, they're going to get. Yeah.
Why wait?
They're going to get. No, they're going to get fired to leave him there.
Take his passport away.
like Gerard Gallant when he got fired in the NHL. I think he was. Where was Gerard Gallant coaching? Was he at Florida when he got fired? And he went to go buy an airplane ticket, and the company credit card was canceled.
Well, Mike McDaniel is going to be like Ted Lasso. He's going to go to Brazil, and they're going to leave him there. He's going to go coach at soccer.
That actually isn't that far off from it. By the way, I have a lot of friends who have worked with him and know him, and they like the guy, but he's about as qualified to be a head coach as I am to be an NBA center. I mean, and I'm 5'8".
Oh, but remember, he was quirky. He was quirky, and he's smart, and blah blah blah. Well, look, they haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. They haven't had a quarterback.
The last playoff game they won, was that the Lamar Smith, Jimmy Johnson game?
I believe so.
They beat the Bills with Eric Moulds.
That was that not when was that when the Flutie the quarterback got a drama in the locker room? Was that?
No, that was when they lost the Motor City Miracle to the Titans.
No. Okay, that was the game before that. Yeah.
The year before. And I think the year after was the Lamar Smith Eric Moulds game.
Yeah.
In Miami.
25 years. How many bumbling, stumbling coaches have they had? They can't get a quarterback that's worth a damn. Tua had shown flashes.
He's terrible, by the way.
That's throwing your team under the bus. That organization is an absolute freaking mess.
Another one of my whipping boys was exposed yesterday. You notice how good the Arizona Cardinals look like with Jacoby Brissett playing quarterback?
Well, I think you got to make a case that he could take over for Kyler Murray.
Well, he unfortunately got Marvin Harrison put in a casket, but that was, but no, it was that's another team. It's going to be interesting. The Miami thing, you also forgot to mention something there with the Florida thing. Isn't that where Lamar's from?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It is. And now
very interesting.
Here's Brian Callahan, speaking of dickheads, with the Tennessee Titans. He calls out everybody, including Cam Ward.
I'm incredibly.
I know. I saw this.
We felt good going in the game, and to not be able to perform well on offense and not be able to score points and then lose the game is disappointing. And we all got to be better. Cam's a part of that too. Cam's got to play better football as well, and we got to coach better.
Never ever do what he just did.
But he is a part of it, and we'd like to be able to start seeing some more good football being played, and we got to do a better job.
You're a jackass. You're going to get your butts whipped by the Patriots this week. Well, I hope Cam Ward passes for 300 yards, but no point. But I mean, just absolutely, that's bullshit, right? That's
their
bullshit.
Team stinks.
Their offensive line is the worst by far in the NFL, and they are leaving that kid hung out to dry. He's going to get hurt, seriously hurt, if they don't start to block for him. He's the least of your worries.
No.
Him. Good God.
So it's so before you let me go and we wrap up, how about Baker Mayfield?
Well, he's the MVP right now, as far as I'm
concerned. No question.
That scramble yesterday.
The Johnson brothers. The Johnson brothers yesterday.
Oh my God! Who nobody know. I mean, you talk about no Mike Evans, no Godwin, no Bucky Irvin, and they're just
Ibuka got hurt in the game.
yeah,
Ibuka got
yep.
hurt in the game.
And next man up, whether it's White or what Johnson's, it's
Kate
unbelievable.
Otten.
How
Kate
about the
Otten stepped
scramble
up.
he had for the first down? That 15-yard
know.
scramble. It looked like he was going to get sacked.
Best run I've seen by QB
Yep.
since the crazy Steve Young one against the Vikings in the playoffs, in like 1988. It was crazy. And they needed it at the time, but amazing. And this is all you need to know about how good Baker Mayfield is right now. And I'm doing this to kill my friends in Cleveland. Cam Johnson was the leading receiver yesterday in the game for the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, you know how many balls he caught in the NFL before yesterday?
Oh, it's under 10. 0.
Try 0.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, Tez Johnson had a future in the NFL as a speed receiver from Oregon. Boy, that was amazing. That's a really good team. They're going to play a Lions team next with the depleted secondary, and Brian Branch is not. He's either going to be suspended by the league or Dan's going to tell him to stay home.
But who's going to be available for Tampa Bay is going to be interesting because that should be you're going to pissed off Lions team, the Buccaneers, and who knows what kind of mash unit is going to be able to put together. We'll see. I mean,
no, but that was an amazing win.
Yeah.
Best game I've seen Drake May play. He made some ridiculous throws in the Patriots game. I was wrong about Drake May. He's the man. That's the guy.
Okay.
Patriots have a guy.
They have a guy. You could see it developing.
Yes,
from the
100%.
Carolina
100%.
to Buffalo to this, and that was a huge win for them to keep that momentum going. They could have easily had a letdown.
In spite of the refs.
And by the way, Drake May.
And by the way, I thought Vrabel was going to awesome bomb those guys. I thought he was they were pissing him off.
And he took the high road in the press conference after the game, but the league has to look at that. Just the push. I mean, it was just embarrassing.
Awful.
But the Patriots' first 3 game winning streak since 22. Drake May is the first Patriot player to throw for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win since Tom Brady, which was back October 6th of 19. And the first time winning 3 straight road games since 2021, rushing. Minus made 22 of 45 for a 2.04 average. But besides that, anyway, that's
the Patriots ran the ball 22 times for 45 yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they couldn't. But New Orleans couldn't stop them throwing the ball. I mean,
listen. There's a guy that they saw yesterday that would look pretty good on the Patriots. Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara.
I've been saying that. We were talking about that at my buddy's house yesterday. Would I love that? I'm still not ruling out guys like Ezekiel Elliott as well if he's in shape and can come back. But people of that ilk. I'd love if Kamara. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they need another running back because Stevenson is washed. He's not good, and they can't just run Travion Henderson on the ground. No, and the other guy got hurt. Antonio broke his leg.
Yeah.
No, he's ACL. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So no, no. I mean, they got a nice team. Believe it or not, I think they're pretty good at wide receiver now because Boudet's become a good player.
Boudet's excellent. It's an unselfish team. You don't hear Stephon Diggs complaining about not getting the ball yesterday after getting back-to-back 100-yard games. But you know what? He was double covered a lot yesterday, which allowed Boudet and Pop Douglas to be freaking wide open down the field. And some great throws, by the way.
And how about the Pop Douglas sighting? He came out of witness protection.
Oh, man, but that's what happens. You know, they were double teaming Steph Diggs a lot yesterday. So that allows another player. You know, Hunter Henry didn't have a big game either. Mr. Hooper from Sesame Street didn't even catch yesterday.
So, Pete, let me ask you a question. And I do this with just about every fan base because we all watch different teams. If you could add one player to the Patriots roster today or in a trade, who would you add?
You just said it.
Realistic.
Kamara. I would seriously go after him. I think he would be incredible on the Patriots. I mean, he'd be really.
One of the things about him is he's got this Marshall Faulk, Marcus Allen, Thurman Thomas thing to him, where he's a 3-down. Roger Craig, he's a 3-down back. So when he's in the game, it could be a run or a pass. It's not a James White, LeGarrette Blunt thing where when one guy's in the game, you think it's a run or a pass.
Yeah.
So I should talk about this real quick. Mm-hmm. We're an Angels here. And because everybody's talking about the Eagles. Have you guys seen the Dan Orlovsky stuff where he's done the tells, and when the Eagles are in shotgun and when they're in under center, it gives away the plays. Yes. Yeah. That's been out there for a while. I didn't want to say anything about it because I didn't talk to Angel about it, but that's 100% legitimate. And it gets worse when, and Dan talked about this, when it's 85% run or pass or 75% run or pass, and then where Saquon Barkley lines up adds or minuses it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 95% when they're in the shotgun and he's to the left or he's to the tight end side. And all these guys, there's no secrets anymore. They all have this. All the scouts have this. So it's crazy.
But you know what, though? But if he completes a couple of passes to Smith and Brown, we don't even have
no question. No question.
But I agree with you. It's almost like a pitcher revealing, if he's moving the ball in his glove a certain way, he's going to throw a slider or a changeup or, a four-seam fastball. So, yeah.
100% true.
It's a great point. So they're at Minnesota this week. That'll be let's
and JJ might be back. JJ might be back.
Yep. He might be
we'll
back.
See. Okay, all Pete, right. I got to roll. Go ahead. Ask. Go ahead.
No, what else you got coming up? You got to roll. Obviously, thank you so much. We'll definitely talk at the end of the week. So happy Columbus Day and
Bruins at 1.
Bruins at 1 today. We got Major League Baseball playoffs at 5 and 8:05, and then 2.
I don't have Major League Baseball playoffs. Pete, the Mets are gone.
But there are 2
fucking
games.
Mets. So fucking Mets. So.
Oh man! All right, my man. Thanks
fucking
so
Mets. Behave. Talk to you later, buddy. Have a good one. You and Angel behave. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
And we welcome back. Thanks. There he goes. Jay playing just like that. Poof. Oh man. Before we go, Angel, real quick, let me do a little MLB thing here from last night in case you missed it. The the Toronto Blue Jays get out to a 1-0 lead in the first inning.
Facing the top hitting team in baseball, which showed every bit of that in the division series. And on the first pitch, George Springer lights the fire.
First pitch. Now, unfortunately, the Blue Jays would not score again. They scored on the first pitch of the game. Here we go to the top of the 6th inning where guess who ties it up?
High drive right field. Cal Raleigh has connected and tied the game in the 6th. It's the big dumper when the Mariners need him most.
All right.
62nd of the season, and game 1 of the championship series is tied up.
The big dumper sounds like a few of my friends, maybe myself, around 5:30 this morning. The big dumper. Meanwhile, let's head to the Jesus. All right, so it's 1-1. Let's head to the game. What ends up being the big, also in the 6th inning.
Go ahead, run at second. 2 gone in the 6th. The 3-2. Polanco rips one to left field, base hit. Rodriguez heads home, and the Mariners have taken the lead. Jorge Polanco, as he did on Friday night, gives Seattle the lead. 2-1 here in game 1.
All right, he wasn't done. Top of the 8th.
First and third, 1 gone in a 1-run game. Polanco chops it right side and through, and Jorge Polanco has delivered again. 3-1 Seattle, and Polanco has driven in the last 2.
Cal Raleigh on the atmosphere in Toronto.
Cal, they're chanting MVP for you here in Toronto, too. What can you say about the atmosphere and what your team did here tonight?
Yeah, this is a really tough place to play, really loud, great fans here, really good ball club over the other side. So, really happy we got to, win today in the first one.
Cal, earlier today I thought Bryce Miller, short rest, 3, maybe 4 innings would be perfect. So why was I wrong? Why was he able to do a heck of a lot more?
You got to give him credit. That was amazing what he was able to do on short rest, and really all our guys after how many pitches we threw the other night. But he really set the tone.
All right, and like I said, game 2 this afternoon between the Blue Jays and Seattle. That game is at 5:03 on Fox. That'll be Logan Gilbert starting game 2 for Seattle against the terrific rookie righty Trey Savage, who has an outstanding performance earlier. He will be going for the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays tied up. That'd be my lock of the day, by the way. Take the Blue Jays today to tie up that series at a game apiece. And then tonight at 8:05 on TBS, you've got Blake Snell pitching for the Dodgers, and Milwaukee. We don't know who the hell is starting for the Dodgers yet. They have not announced it. Yeah, if they have, I have not seen it. But up until the show today, they did not announce the starter.
No, other than the only thing, pardon me, the only thing that was hinted was Blake Snell to start for the Dodgers.
Oh, no, I said that. Blake Snell is starting for the Dodgers. Milwaukee, we don't know who's starting for them.
Yes, correct. Sorry.
Yeah, so I got Blake Snell absolutely is starting for the Dodgers. All right. Let me see. What else? I think we pretty much covered it all. Although I will end, let me see, not end, but let me, to all my Florida State fans out there,
Into the end zone. Turner with the pit touchdown. It's a two-possession game with 2:28 to go.
Your offensive line. It's B.J. Williams going to get a key block. It's 70 Bear. And then watch Johnson come in motion and get a key block on the safety. Earl Little Jr. You cannot draw it up any better.
Bye, man. Florida State losing at home to Pittsburgh as a 10.5-point favorite. Unbelievable. What a shame. Anyway. All right, Angel, what else is coming up on the network today? We'll call it a day here because it's a holiday, and I know, but I want to thank everybody for checking out the Pete Sheppard Show here on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. We'll have another full show tomorrow. We'll see how many coaches get fired today. Stefanski looks like he's on the hot seat today. Could be Mike McDaniel today. We already know about James Franklin. We'll see. Mike Norvell is going to be on the hot seat, too, for the Florida State Seminoles. We know Billy Napier is. So there's a lot of heat out there under the tuchuses of those respective coaches. Anyway, what's coming up on the network today?
You should have Lloyd Vance's Insider Football coming up this evening at 8 p.m. Lloyd and Kevin, as long as Kevin got his stuff squared away, they should be on tonight. Talking about the week that was in the NFL and obviously leading up to now week, what are we, 7?
Yeah.
Yep. Going by quick.
Yep. It sure as hell is. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to Jay Fladley from Beeves World up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He'll be back with me on Friday. Tomorrow, we'll like Hector Longo, maybe me, O'Brien, get her take and try and get DeAndre Lou on, get some hockey stuff, maybe Mick Colaggio. Great stuff going on. Man, this is actually a great holiday day for sports. Hockey early, baseball middle of the day, football tonight. Great stuff. Angel, I'll text you the guest list in a few hours, and we're back at it tomorrow morning here on the Pete Sheppard Show on the Coastal Sports Digital Network at 7 a.m.